Hey, what's up? This is your girl Diamond. So tonight was Oprah's first webcast of her life class series, and the first class was about ego. I'm going to be doing this all week for each webcast that she's going to do because she's doing it every day this week. So I'm going to be watching. And if you didn't know, I love me some Oprah. Thank you. In the beginning of the show, and I've done this a lot, watching Oprah and watching her show. In my mind, I think about how other people are going to perceive that particular show or, that subject, how other people, not how I am perceiving it, but how other people would watch the show and say certain things. So let me kind of explain that. So they're talking about ego and they're giving all these tips and suggestions and something that my personal self, would be open to because I'm not really of a cynic. I would be open to learning other people's experience because I really feel hearing other people's experience is important. So, but I know other people when I see them, and sometimes there's a lot of cynical people and skeptical. So they would think like, what makes Oprah or that Elkhart guy, I think that's his name, the guru of ego? Who are you? You are a human being like me. Who are you to tell me about ego? In my thought process of watching the show, in the beginning, I'm thinking like, how do you relate this to somebody who may be a skeptic? And Oprah brought it home in the end of the webcast, and she was like, we're not saying that we have all the answers. Never claim to have all the answers. We're not saying anything like that. Her and the guest and the expert and all the people who called in to share their story is just sharing their experience so you can learn from it, so you can not feel alone. So if you have these kind of feelings or this kind of problem, you can relate to it and be aware of it. When you're aware of it, you can address it. That's in any 12-step program, any program, any kind of therapy, anything. The first step to alleviating a problem is to acknowledge it and be aware of the problem. I feel like this is my purpose in life, to be who I am on my YouTube. I feel like this is the avenue that is unlike television. Television is too many people you have to go through in order to get on television. It's too many people. So we got to think about, what is it? Is this going to appeal to the mass audience? Blah, 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 blah. Is this going to get ratings? Are we going to get people to support it and advertise on it? Is it going to make us money? Da, 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 da. All of that. YouTube is not that. We can post videos whenever the heck we want. So I can share my story to whoever is in need of it. I do not have all the answers about being trans. I do not have all the answers about being a woman. I do not have all the answer about being a black woman, even though that is the life that I live. I do not have all the answers for a trans attracted man. I do not have all the answers for being an African American, even though that's what I am. I have no demographic that I fit. I do not have all the answers, but I do have a story that I feel like if I share it, it can help someone. And that's, to me, is not about ego, because it comes from a place of, there's people in my life who have given to me through their life success. That through their life, they have taught me lessons that I didn't have to go through because they went through them and told me the story, and now I don't have to go through them because I see what it can do. My mother being a crack addict, I do not have to try crack, cocaine, drugs, whatever kind of drug. I do not have to try any drug because I'm not curious about it, because I see exactly what it can do and destroy through her experience. And I love her. Love my mom to death. But her experience showed me that that's not something that I want to do. So I don't have to go down that road. Other people, Other people's stories. It I can get on YouTube and say, what is blah 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 and find it. I can say, oh, that's interesting. She went through that. I didn't think about that. Blah 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 blah. And then I can relate it to my life, take and leave what I want, and learn from a situation and grow from a situation. And I think that is my purpose in life. Whether it be you meet me on YouTube, whether you meet me in person, whatever it is, wherever the moment you meet me, there's going to be somebody when my tea comes out at my job, that's going to say, wow, I never met a trans person, but the one that I happen to come in contact with is you. And you are really cool. You are really a nice person. And it could change their whole perception of us. And I think that's my purpose. I think that's my purpose. So, and I don't think that's ego. I think that's just my purpose. So I heard a lot of themes of people talking about body image and how, that's your ego when you want to be this size 10 and you want to be this particular weight and you don't want to look old anymore, blah, 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 and accepting. But then when you look at a transgender woman like myself's life, your look is so important and integral to your success. What we look like affects how we go along in the world. Now, yes, of course, we have some lucky people who find success through, whatever means without the image being even a factor. But on average, transgender women who look the part or transgender men who look the part, they have a better success rate. If you're a passable transgender woman, you can go get a job, be undetectable, and make a living so you can pay for your schooling and get a better education and blah, 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 blah. If you're a transgender man and nobody knows, you can work without the problems and getting fired and blah, 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 blah. I think a lot of people, if they could work, they would be out of the sex industry. I think there's a lot of things that, that our look affects. So when you say, oh, I want to go get these surgeries to make me look more passable, is that your ego? And are you saying, is it your ego saying that? Is that a problem? Is that saying that I'm not okay how I am? Because it is saying I'm not okay how I am. But is that a problem? Is that in the theme that Oprah had, it almost made it feel like when you want to change yourself to that extreme, that is a problem. But for us, it's not really an extreme. We are just trying to change ourselves to get to a position to be comfortable in society. So that is a perception of other people that is affecting our decisions. So is that a right or wrong thing to do as a trans person? I want you to answer that. Is that a right or wrong thing to do? Yes, we should be able to come out in the world and be who we are, but that's not where the world is right now. So we have to get FFS and, implants and whatever top surgery so we can feel comfortable in how our perception is perceived by other people. Because our whole life is, regardless of how people say, I don't give a fuck about what people think. You do. You're getting top surgery so you can look more like a man if you're an F to M. You are getting breasts so you can look more like a woman to other people. To other people, not to you. To other people. And to you. It's both. But you want to go out in the world and people say, this is a guy if you are F to M. Or this is a woman if you're M to F to F. M to F. So when you think like that, is that a problem? And if it is, when is it a problem? And when is it not? When is it normal, just you trying to be who you are? It was hard for me to, I can't answer that. For myself, I want to get FFS. Some people, a lot of people say, oh, you don't need FFS. You're passable now. But for me, it's what I want. I see flaws in myself. I see that. So it's for me so I can feel comfortable in how people perceive me. That's just what I want to do. So, is that unhealthy? Is that unhealthy for me to do? Is that something that I need to work on and really dig deep down and see where that goes? Like, where is that from? I know where it's from. I want to be perceived as much as possible as the gender that I feel was appropriate and fitting to my gender identity. I want my physical to match. Simple as that. I know where that is from. So, I don't know how to answer that. TS Sexy Chanel and Jahira on Jahira's Mission is going to do a video, and I'm going to link them both right here. And I want you to go check them out and see. We're going to do a thing about it. We're all three going to talk about it. We haven't, we're just going to make a thing about it. So check it out. This is your girl Diamond. I want to thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.